Do you remember the green Ducati Multistrada we built a little while ago for a customer? We decided we were going to build another one. This is going to be the Mark II version, and all of the little things that we didn't get to do in the green one, we're going to do in this one. We basically need to go out and find a donor that's going to suit exactly what we need to do. No, don't worry, YouTube. That's Posh's project, not our donor bike. We'll ask him about that later. We found this. Oh yes, by far the ugliest bike Ducati has ever made. A 2005 Ducati 1000 DS Multistrada. This bike has done less than 10,000 miles and it has all the goodies on it already. Thanks eBay. We won't be using the tank, all the bodywork, the bars, the yokes, the exhaust system. All that stuff can go straight back on eBay and raise some cash for new parts. For starters, the suspension, we're 100% going to be putting Öhlins in this bike.
The biggest challenge with the Ducati was probably designing the frame, because it's a completely different design to what we've done on the last Multistrada.
If you remember on the last one, we braced the subframe from the bottom. This one, we want to brace the subframe from the top.
Whoa. It was actually Sam's idea of how he wanted the frame to be. He just kind of said, oh, you know, you make it. He's like, I want it to be like that, like this, look like that. I want the seat to be higher. I want the shock on show. I want the exhaust on show so you can see it all.
Tom, make it happen.
So yeah, he's like, right, this is how it needs to be. Just do it.
We're going to use a different style tank. We're going to use a 1098 fuel tank, a Ducati Imola seat unit, which we're going to customise for ourselves. So noisy in here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit.
It's hot and noisy, man.
Yeah, what have we done?
When I was 3, Dad every week used to buy the Auto Trader magazine, and in the back of that magazine was some green pages, and those green pages were all motorbikes. So I used to sit going through it going, Dad, is that a PW50? No. Dad, is that a PW50? No. Dad, is that? And then every now and again one of them would be a PW50, but it was always way too expensive. We couldn't ever buy it because we didn't have enough money.
What is this fetish with PW50s?
Because that's the only bike I was small enough to ride. That was small enough for me to ride.
Oh right, so you were looking for your bike.
So yeah, I was 3, and the only bike I could actually ride was a PW50. And my dad told me that's the bike that you want. That's the bike to have at your age. You can go racing and stuff with it. So I was like, sick. That's the one I need to get. And then by the time I was 4. A friend of a friend of a friend was selling an Italia Jet 50, and it needed a full rebuild, it needed work, it didn't run or anything. We were like, we'll have it. It was like 50 quid or something, £40 or something. Yeah. And it was bright green with like blue and purple feathers going over the fuel tank. It was all metal mudguards, metal tank, twin shock, proper old school.
Got a photo of it?
I have somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, photo does exist.
Proper old school, and it needed a full rebuild. So at 4 years old, in the garden, my dad's teaching me how to take wheels out of this bike, and he's saying, look, we could paint the exhaust, we could make it all silver and nice looking, we could do a paint job on it, and I'm like really excited because I'm not only got my first motorbike, we're building my first motorbike.
At 4?
At 4 years old, like learning how to build it. And of course, by that stage I was already riding a push bike.
Yeah.
You know, my dad said to me, if you learned to ride a push bike, then you're one step closer to being able to ride a motorbike. I was like, sweet, so got the stabilizers off as soon as possible, and then finished the bike. I can't remember actually riding it for the first time, but I remember actually going out on it quite a lot, and there was something wrong with the motor, so it never started. So my dad he used to have a selection of spark plugs that he used to go through. He used to change the spark plug on it, get it running, and as soon as it was running, it would run all day. So we'd literally just run it all day, stop, put fuel in it, carry on riding it all day. And we had a field at the back of our house, so I used to just do hundreds of laps around the field at 4 years old, learning how to ride a motorbike. And we called it Bob, because you went Bob, Bob, and every Sunday from like 8 AM to 8 PM, it was just Bob. Story time is over. Let's get back to business.
I said be busy, not look busy.
Oh, it's all in place and ready to go.
Ah.
Unless I just...
Also want to do an underseat exhaust system, have an upgraded clutch. We want the yokes to be made, and we'll have our logo etched into the top of the yoke. We're going to make the footrest. They don't make footrests for this bike, so we're going to have to make some footrests. Because on the last one, the footrests were quite low. We want to lift the footrest and give it more of a race position. Marcassini wheels, Brembo brakes, all of the goodies.
We give it a good go, didn't we?
We did it. So
Yeah, we did it. We did it.
A lot of late nights and stuff.
Yeah.
Like even down to the battery tray.
Yeah.
Redesigning it all.
And it's getting everything that was on the original bike, like the wiring and like the battery and all that, out of view.
Yeah, and we're worried about the heat on the exhaust for the seats.
Yeah, we were really worried about the exhaust cooking the seat unit. But it seems to be fine. We've run the bike up a couple of times now, put it through some heat cycles, and all seems good.
It took us so long to design the subframe and all the other little parts on this bike. Time was not on our side. We did the late night to get the bike ready for paint and powder coat. High five! The bike was stripped to the bare frame and all the welding and grinding was finished. Tomu started on the motor, prepping it for soda blasting. And by the early hours of the morning, we had it all sent for paint and powder coat. Boys, take your hat off. What the hell is going on there?
It's a process!
It's a process.
No, the wacky one. I don't know what happened.
Yeah?
But it's going shorter and I'm redying it. So.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the process of getting lighter hair.
You look like Malfoy from Harry Potter.
Slim.
The real Slim Shady.
Let himself go.
Oh no!
We all know Posh,
Sneaky.
the main man.
Sneaky king.
So what projects are you working on at the moment, Posh?
What am I working on, or what I have been working on?
What are you working on now?
I'm working with Dotty.
No, Dotty isn't a TT race winner or a fully customised motorcycle, but it is Posh's love.
Well, I rode it home for the first time and completely fell in love with her. Yeah, she's been street fighted, a bit rough around the edges.
Posh isn't just a pretty face around the shop. He's helped us design and build a number of bikes too.
I gave her to a mate of mine who had stored her for like 3 odd years. Yeah, and then after talking to you and the old man, I phoned him back up and had a chat, and he said, she's always your bike, so just come and get her, mate, she's yours. So I got her back. I'm not sure if that was the right choice. Yeah, bad.
Posh rarely is on camera, and doesn't get enough credit for all of his hard work. The same goes for Lee, Alex, and of course, Hot Rod Tom, who is helping us design the exhaust system on this latest Ducati build. I reckon you should do your beard the same. Bleach your beard. The frame is back from powder coat, and the colour scheme is going to be red frame and silver and grey bodywork. Oh look, just like that, it's already happened.
Delegation is get everyone else to cut your wheel spacers and your bracket spacers and stuff for you because he's injured.
We built the wheels up, and the Olin suspension has been rebuilt and modified for the new chassis setup. Moose was finishing the brakes, and we dropped the frame and front end onto the engine. Final assembly is my favourite bit. Roll on the day we get to ride this thing, because I cannot wait.
Heartbreak on the line, I couldn't make them stop in time.
Apart from the wiring room and the paint, it's looking really good, really done.
Yeah.
We desperately need to sell this bike because we are poor.
Yeah.
And we've spent all of our money on motorbikes. So as soon as this bike's done, we've got to sell it. So if anyone watching wants to buy a Ducati, it's almost ready.
She could see him, but she could not hug.
What do you have on your chin, Tom?
He died, calling out my love.
Hey Mum, look at me rocking out. I'm on the radio. Is that copyright? Singing.
I'm not sure. I think it's okay if you're singing it. It's whether the actual song's playing.
Fair enough.
Today is all about finishing the wiring loom and bringing this bike to life. The paintwork is done and on its way to the workshop as we speak. Stay. We are also hoping the top yoke is going to be finished and we can get this bike outside for a photo shoot in its first road test.
Okay, so we got to a point where the bike was ready to start. We're like, all right, let's start the bike. So we go to turn the bike over and it just goes. Vroom. This thing wouldn't start, and it wouldn't even turn over, would it?
No.
And we thought, right, it must be the battery because it was dead.
It
felt
was
dead.
trying
it
to start.
Dead. So we got a new battery. We fit the new battery. Still doing the same thing. Put the battery on charge. We charged it overnight. We come back the next day, and it still wouldn't start. So we were like, okay. The charger keeps telling us that these batteries are fully charged. So we thought, right, the battery's got a full charge.
Must be something else.
Must be something else. So we started stripping the loom out, taking everything apart,
Doing loads
checking
of earth.
everything.
We're thinking it was a bad earth. We're thinking all these things.
Or a split in a cable somewhere, or the CDI is not working properly, or the starter solenoid. Gone through everything. It's nothing else. We've gone over there and picked up a bigger, better battery that we've got. It's a 12-volt forklift battery.
Yeah, 12 volts, but it's got a shitload of amps in it.
Load of amps. And connected that up. Brum brum. Fired straight away. At that point we thought it must be the charger, it must be the battery charger, because it wasn't working. So Sam in a mad strop picks up the battery charger and destroys it. Driving over it and shit. He's gonna. What? It didn't even break. Hey. It worked for a little while, didn't it? A couple months.
Yeah, we used it on the 125, we used it on the 250 build. Seemed to do the right job, but it kept telling us they were fully charged, and obviously they're not. So something in here has gone wrong.
Well, it has now anyway.
Oh, I see the problem. No, I don't.
Oh yeah, look, that's
It's
broken.
been run over, that's why it stopped working.
Who the hell done that? Turns out it weren't the battery charger, it was the battery. So we had to buy a new battery charger. There's a word for that, isn't there? Yeah.
Can we use that word?
No, not in Canada. Yeah. So yeah, we bought a really good Fandango battery charger that, yeah, it's really good. Yeah, that we didn't need
Didn't need it, but it's amazing.
at all. It's really good though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really good.
You're behind the trigger, I'll be on the run. Make my body shiver, I'm so sick with love. When all is said and done, you're the one, you're the one, you're the one, you're the one. You're the one, you're the one, you're the one.
This Ducati 1000 DS Custom took me and my little brother 8 weeks to complete. A complex frame design, a few late nights, 2 faulty batteries later, and we have built the nicest, most expensive bike we have ever done. It makes us wonder, where do we go from here? We got a new cameraman. If you have any ideas for our YouTube channel, please comment below.
So Sam, now you've rode the Ducati, how's it feel?
Wow. It's fast, it's light, the brakes are amazing, it handles beautifully. We did, the first time I rode it, it felt a little bit on the front, like a little bit too much weight was on the front. So me and Tom got the bike back here. We lifted the forks in the yokes and lowered the ride height a little bit and moved some of the weight towards the back of the bike. Went back out on it and it's beautiful. It's amazing. And it's so fast. It sounds like a MotoGP bike.
Nobody.
It is sick. I am so gutted we've got to sell this bike. So we want this bike to go to a really good home. If you're interested in buying it, then drop us a message and we'll let you know how much it is and we'll give you all the details for it. Or not, just don't bother, no one turn up.
I don't mind not eating. So this is the end of season 3 and we'd like to thank you for watching
And please subscribe to our YouTube channel because we have plenty of other ideas, video ideas.
Click the little bell thing because that lets you know when we upload a video.
We want to go on some adventures and do some cool stuff. So please subscribe. That'll be awesome. You can go to our website as well and buy a t-shirt if you're interested.
See you maybe in the next season, maybe if we do a next one, if we can, maybe. See you then. Bye. Say hi, Lottie.
Lottie.
Say bye. Say bye. Hey.
What are you doing?
Got an itch. Hold on, let me just get this. Ah.